Hi, you're here! I'm so happy that you're here and welcome to the first video of this three-part video series, Getting High on Your Own Supply, 3 essential steps to becoming the happiest version of yourself. Is your life generally going good, but do you sometimes look outside yourself for happiness? Do you look for happiness in the way other people treat you? Do you need them to validate you in order to feel happy? Do you need that new Apple computer just to know that you belong and that you can keep up with everyone else? Do you look for happiness in spiritual events or reading self-help books? Do you look at material things to make you feel happy, like that perfect pair of jeans or a house at the lake or the perfect pair of shoes? Well, any of these things can certainly add to you feeling great. It's actually not these people, events, or material objects that makes you feel good. It is what you do on the inside that gives you this feeling. In this first video of this 3-part video series, you'll learn about the first essential step to getting high on your own supply, becoming the happiest version of yourself. If you know what it's like to look for happiness outside of yourself, you will definitely resonate with my story, because I used to look for happiness in all the wrong places. I've tried to find happiness in academic achievement. When I went to university, and even before that, I always wanted to get the best grades. I wanted to get the highest scores, because I thought somewhere on a subconscious level, if I would do good in school, then that would mean that I was good. If I would get high grades, then I somehow knew that I would belong, and that would give me some kind of peace of mind, and that would tell me I'm good enough as a person. Obviously, that didn't work. I tried to look for happiness in lovers, in men, in relationships. Somehow I made the connection on a subconscious level that if I could only be loved, then I would feel loved, and that would mean that I was good enough. That would mean that I was worthy of being loved. I've tried to find happiness in drugs, which obviously doesn't work, and after the initial high, you get a big freaking low. Obviously, that didn't work. I've also tried to find it in the perfect weight. If only I could achieve being the perfect weight, then I would feel happy. I also at one point thought that I would get that rock solid, stable happiness if my dad would at one time say that he was proud of me or that he loved me. I'm also willing to admit that I've also tried to look for happiness in finding a perfect outfit or a perfect shoe. It was something on a deep level that I just connected happiness to finding that perfect piece of clothing or shoe, because it was about having a mental picture of what it would look like to be completely happy, and then trying to find stuff that would fit that image, which obviously doesn't work. There are so many things that we use to elicit a certain feeling, and most of it we don't even do consciously. We make unconscious connections. We usually don't say to ourselves, well, let me just lose those 5 kilos or find that perfect pair of shoes and I'll be happy. This is something that happens on a subconscious level. Because what happens is we try to react that perfect picture that we have in our mind. If this would work, we'd all be pretty happy, right? So we need to stop doing that, and we need to go inward instead. We need to focus on the happiness that comes from within. You know what, I can still get really excited about finding a great pair of shoes or thinking about a beautiful white house at the beach that I'd like to live in one day. But I realize that real happiness comes from within, and all those out there things are just big bonuses. Because those things can only elicit a feeling of happiness if it's already in here. If it's not in here, then nothing on the outside will spark that feeling. So the first step of getting high on your own supply and becoming the happiest version of yourself is defining success on your own terms based on joy. So what does that mean? It means that once we know that happiness comes from within, that we want to look within to see what really makes us happy. And this is so much more about being than getting. And joy is our natural state. So we want to use joy as sort of our true north to navigate towards. So we all have these subconscious rules about success, that if I get high grades, then I'll be happy because I'll be successful, or if I get this perfect partner, he will make me happy. People who are really happy tend to live their life on their own terms. They navigate on their own compass and they use their heart as their compass. They live by their own rules, which gives them this sense of freedom and joy. Use joy as something to navigate towards, and use joy as your new rule of success. So make that thing that you're aiming for. So really look into it. What is it that you would navigate towards? That is a feeling that you like to have every day. That is different from achievement. So really navigate towards a feeling, and I call it a feeling of joy because that's our true state, that's our natural state. And not defining success by achieving or getting some material things or having someone else validate you in whatever which way. Really use a feeling that you want to navigate towards. Use this feeling, joy, as your true north. So, to sum it all up, first take a look at the rules you are applying now to your life in order to be successful. So what are the perhaps before subconscious rules that you were living by and that you thought would give you happiness in the end? 2, create your own design of happiness using joy as something to navigate towards. And 3, make this happiness, make this joy your commitment. So commit to your happiness as if it's the most important thing in your life. Really make a priority of it. And you know what? Sometimes people think that's a selfish thing to do, but I think it's the most loving thing that you can do to the world, to the people around you, because happiness is something that overflows. So if you are feeling good, if you're feeling happy, then you immediately influence the people around you and they will become more happy as well. So you're not only doing this for yourself, you're doing it for the people around you and for the world, because if you raise your vibration, if you raise your happiness, if you get higher on supply, you're immediately giving other people the permission to do the same. And then create some kind of reminder for yourself, because it's so easy to really dive into it and then forget about it. So create some kind of reminder. This can be a beautiful photo that you hang up and it's the first thing that you see when you wake up in the morning. It can be like a picture on your phone, or maybe a timer that you set every few hours. Make it something that when you see it or when you hear it, it reminds you of this new way of living that you're committed to, that it reminds you of putting your happiness first. So there you have it. That was the first video. And if this video has inspired you in any way, if it's given you any value at all, then I would love for you to share it with friends, with anyone that you think would benefit as well from this video. It's always great to share these things, because doing it together, doing it with someone you love, doing it with a friend or with a community always creates so much more synergy, and together you create a stronger energy to hold these kind of new commitments. And then I'll see you in the next video, video 2 of this 3-part video series. And in the next video, I'll be sharing the biggest eye-opener for me ever. This is something that has really changed my life for the best, and I can't wait to share it with you. So I'll see you there. Bye.